for the honor of speaking here today. A free and fair society that puts its children first. A free and fair society that puts its children first. The strength of a nation is evident in how it treats its most vulnerable. So, at 5, I was defending my rights to play on a field because girls can't play this. At 7, I was confused at being told the color of my skin is wrong because people are supposed to marry people that look like them. At 10, sorry, forgive me, some of these things I don't actually usually speak about. At 10, I learned I can be sexually assaulted in public and no one held accountable. At 13, I've been told to be more realistic with my ambitions because Papua New Guineans don't get to have careers like that. At 15, I'd wonder if bullying stops when you become an adult, and I'd start counting down the days till high school was over. At 17, I'd hear that the trifactor means I'm not allowed to dream freely. Being young, a woman, and local is considered the lowest of the low. At 19, I decided life is not meant for people like me, so I'd live recklessly, unafraid of any risk, because I'm already doomed anyway. At 21, I faced that reality. I almost died. And I wasn't ready to meet my maker. Truthfully, I was scared. At 22, I'd take a job that changed my whole life, not for what I did, but for the people I got to meet. At 24, I started my first business. At 25, I failed my first business. And again at 25, I started another business. And 10 years later, here I am. Being invited here, I really had no idea what to tell you because 10 years ago, even 15 years ago, you couldn't convince a young me that I would be here today, that I would be alive, that I'd be a successful entrepreneur, that I would have lost my sister to cancer, my best friend to money, that I was a Miss PNG contestant, a Young Director of the Year award winner, a Westpac Women in Business award winner, that I'd be part of and start so many revolutions of empowering societal change. That people would ever ask my opinion on national issues, or that a room of eager go-getters would want me to address them on a Saturday morning for being inspirational. And you certainly couldn't convince a young me that the greatest and most important achievement would be a little girl who calls me mummy. Life is insane. Life is painful, and then it's beautiful, and then it kicks you in the guts just to make sure that you're still paying attention. So what would I tell a younger me, and what do I tell you? It is okay to be different. It is okay to be wrong. It is okay to fail. It is okay if people hate you, if you're misunderstood, ignored, if you're put on a pedestal and then knocked right off it. And it's okay to be the misfit. It's not okay to accept others' views of you as an excuse to sacrifice what you want. To sacrifice that shot at happiness. If it is the right thing to do, then don't accept no as the answer. When I wanted to start my business, everyone I knew said don't do it. When I had tough days, everyone I knew said give up. When I had my business assessed by 2 really big fancy consultants, they said my business couldn't succeed. And it took those assessments for me to finally ask the question, well, how do you assess me in my business? Because everyone around me keeps telling me that I'm going to fail, but I'm still here, and I'm doing pretty well. And you say here on paper it doesn't work, but clearly you were wrong. And the one thing you never write down is, what is Sylvia's attitude? Sylvia's tenacity. Like, surely that's got to count for something, right? Of course, they laugh, they scoff. But imagine if I'd ever listened to all these people. Absolutely no one heard my vision and said, you go girl, you can do it. Absolutely no one. People actively talked me down. Some went out of their way to spoil my chances. Like, You think that your friends would recommend you for jobs, not tell you, she's nice, but maybe pick a foreign group for that. And despite all of that, I had my faith in my determination and my abilities, so I just kept at it. You cannot let others' opinions of you shape your destiny. If I had, then all these SMEs that we've helped create, we've supported in developing, we've given a platform to grow and create more jobs nationwide, none of that would exist, all because I let someone years ago tell me no. Thank God I'm stubborn, right? If a younger me was told I could be an astronaut someday, there's a good chance I'd be in space right now. If a younger me knew that a cry for help would get a result, I'd probably not have stayed in abusive relationships as long as I did. If a younger me could have fought my sister harder to stop smoking, I would have asked for her opinion on what to say here today. Young people need to be respected, which is why my vision continues to be a free and fair society that puts its children first. My 4-year-old is encouraged to have an opinion, and I actively seek it, even if it makes no sense. Like this morning's answer was hugs and rainbows, which is awesome, but has nothing to do with breakfast. I want her to know she is allowed to have feelings about everything. She is allowed to be heard, that her voice matters, her words have consequences just as much as they have the power to speak goodness into those around you. Some say it makes her bossy. I say she's assertive. She's fearless. She's brave. All the things I was concerned I would never be, I celebrate in her constantly. So prepare yourselves. You are going to hear no. You're going to be knocked back. You're going to hurt. But only you can stop yourself from developing beyond those moments. I am Sylvia Pascoe, an entrepreneur, a supermom, a business icon, a community leader, the people's champion, powerful, the boss. Okay, well at least that's what I've been told. Okay. I sound great, right? But I don't think I've ever actually looked in the mirror and thought of myself as great. I've always felt quite average. I consider myself a lifetime battler, always striving to fix the things around me purely because I don't want anyone else I know to go through the same crap I did in order just to find happiness, in order to appreciate that you can be yourself and have a shot at your dreams. I get people of all ages asking me for advice, both men and women, and every time I ask them what their goal is, and 9 times out of 10, no matter how they phrase it, it is always money and fame. These are side attractions to your main gig. You must find the thing that changes lives around you, and you must be able to accept the reality that maybe you are the only one that can see the opportunity, and be prepared to hear no 1,000 times in search of one yes, purely because you know at the heart of you, it's the right thing to do. Everything else will come if it's the right thing to do. So, why did I start a business? To create opportunity for myself. Why did I create the SME revolution? To create opportunities for others. Why will I go into politics? To make that a national agenda, so that no 5-year-old child has to feel that they don't fit in, that no 10-year-old child has to feel they don't matter, that no young adult has to wonder if there's a place for them in this world, because your country needs you. It doesn't just need you, it needs you to be successful. That no man, woman, or child ever has to put their dreams and self-respect aside because our society doesn't encourage happiness. It supports and rewards anarchy. It keeps the rich rich and the poor poor, and our youth struggling to find their place in all of that. You ask me here because the eager minds of Clean Gen want to know what drives a person like Sylvia Pascoe to do the things she has done. Sylvia Pascoe is Sylvia Pascoe because from the second I was born a PNG woman on this soil, I was set up for failure. But despite all things, I stand here successful, ready to tackle my next challenge, and willing to pull the people around me up. Because every experience in my life has been a fight to turn fear and oppression into opportunity and success. This has led me to moments like this, that I get to stand before you and say, if you are going to do something good for yourself, then add this goal to your mission, to ensure everything you do puts your nation's prosperity at the heart of your desires. Every young person that will sit where you are now in the years to come deserves opportunity, deserves happiness. And you coming before them have a responsibility to leave everything you are a part of in a better condition for the next you to inherit. A free and fair society that puts its children first. You are worth every sacrifice I will make before you in order for you to have a shot at those things. The question is, what sacrifices are you ready to make in order to achieve all you are destined for? I never used to shy away from sacrifice purely that I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. Whether that was getting behind the wheel of a car drunk or jumping head on into business. I had no fear of what failure might be because I had little self-worth. And it's only by God's grace that I made it through to realize that I'm worthy of success, of happiness, and I have the right to chase it. Success comes in many forms, and for me it was things like a decent roof over my head, a decent meal, a better wage, to be talked to as a Papua New Guinean on my own land and not looked down upon for being a Papua New Guinean trying to survive on my own land. That I don't have to say things like, no man bought my car, no man paid my rent, no man gave me success. I am a fighter, and I did that for myself because I own the fact it is my right to chase success and my right to be happy, and no one can tell me otherwise. My road to success was filled with continuous knockbacks, and even now when I have proven over and over again that a young Papua New Guinean woman can do it all, you wouldn't believe how often I still get, and I refer to these as caveman-like comments. And here's the secret. I am 100% sure of what I want and why I do it. And when people tell me it'll never happen, I just smile. Because every single thing about the life I lead today, everyone said it is impossible. Not only have I done everything I said I would, I've done 10 times more. And when people say it can't happen, I say, just watch me. SME Revolution, Palm City Markets, Elevate Series, and the more that is to come. This is me trying to make my country a better place because I honestly believe I can do it. You could start something for yourself, but unlike me, you don't have to do it alone. I started all my SME programs with the basic principle to cheer on and support other SMEs. Where I had no support, you have a whole society now encouraging you. And I'm proud to have sparked something like that, but that's exactly what I mean when I say leave your seat better for the next person coming along. What drives me is a desire to see a better nation than the one we have all had to battle through. So our kids, our youth, you stand a chance at living your dreams because the person that came before you made it her business to create a free and fair society that puts its children first. Thank you. And God bless.